Hello everyone, I Professor Bhavik Kumar M. Kataria welcomes you into the video sessions of computer networks, and we are discussing network layer. So in terms of network layer, let's see first the various topics are available from the forwarding and routing. That is the main key responsibility of network layer, network service models, virtual circuit network and datagram network, study of router, IP protocol and addressing in the internet, routing algorithm, and broadcast and multicast routing. So these are the topics we are going to discuss in this unit. But before starting the unit network layer, let's see some highlights about whatever we have discussed till today. We have started from the unit number 1 introduction. At that time we have discussed basic understanding of network and internet. I mean the definition of network, like what is network, what is internet, what is computer network, what is network edge, what is network core. Then we move towards the fundamentals of delay. In terms of delay, we have discussed various types of delays like transmission delay, propagation delay, queuing delay, processing delay. And then we move towards the switching networks. In terms of switching techniques, we have discussed circuit switching, message switching, packet switching. After discussing the switching techniques, we have discussed the transmission media, guided and unguided media, categories of networks like LAN, MAN and WAN. Then we move deep towards the packet switch network, and we have discussed loss and throughput with respect to packet switch network. We have also discussed the layered architecture, OSI model and TCP/IP model. So these are the fundamentals we have discussed about the unit number 1 introduction. Then we move towards the unit number 2 application layer. At that time we have discussed the principles of computer applications, various protocols of application layer like web is a world wide web, www, http, hypertext transfer protocol, https. Then after email, in terms of email we have discussed few protocols of email, get it, like smtp, imap, pop3. Then we move towards the DNS, domain name system. In terms of DNS, we have discussed various domains like country domain, generic domain, and so on. So these are the topics about the application layer, and in last sessions we have discussed the transport layer. At that time we have discussed the services provided by the transport layer, multiplexing and demultiplexing. In terms of multiplexing, we have discussed with respect to analog and digital signal. In terms of analog signal, there is a FDM, frequency division multiplexing, and wavelength division multiplexing. Whereas in terms of digital communication, there is again two techniques. There is TDM and ATM. TDM means time division multiplexing, and ATM means asynchronous time division multiplexing. We also discussed two main protocol of transport layer. First one is a TCP. Actually, there is a connectionless transport, UDP. It is look like the connectionless services available into the network layer also. But we can use the UDP, user datagram protocol, for the connectionless transport, and we can use transmission control protocol for the connection oriented transport. We have discussed the principle of reliable data transfer. At that time we have discussed stop and wait protocol, efficiency of stop and wait protocol, throughput, and then after sliding window protocols. With respect to sliding window, there is two protocols, go back N and selective repeat. Then we move towards the congestion control, and then after we have discussed congestion control in TCP. So that was everything about the transport layer, and today we are going to start networks, router and IP with respect to network layer. So let's start. As per our older figure, if you will look various types of network, like here there is a mobile network, home network, enterprise network, So internet means a collection of network. Get it? So now we are connecting multiple networks with each other. So at that time we are dividing the roles and responsibility to the different layers. So as per we have discussed in our last session of transport layer was responsible for the process to process delivery. It means one process is executing in any system which is going to communicate with the another process is executing in another system. So that is the responsibility of transport layer. Now what is the responsibility of network layer? So network layer is responsible for the host to host delivery. It means whenever one computer system want to communicate with the another computer system, so at that time for this task network layer is responsible. It is the key responsibility of network layer. In that case we are connecting two computers by using the internet. Get it? Internet means that should be a wired connection also, wireless connection also. We have discussed guided and unguided media. Get it? So these are the key responsibility of network layer. Now let's see main functionality, that is forwarding and routing. Get it? So what do you mean by routing? So whenever any router is receiving data from input lines, get it? Basically look like with respect to routers you will look at, so there are multiple lines are there. So some of the lines are input lines whereas some of the lines are output lines. Get it? So in from which direction data is arriving, this line is known as the input line, and from which direction data is going, so that direction is known as the output lines. Suppose consider here that this router, so data packets are arriving from this direction. Get it? Now there are three output lines, 1, 2 and 3. So whenever router will receive the data packets, so out of these three output lines on which direction router will send the data packets. So to determine this decision or to comes into the accurate decision, there is a use of routing table. There is a routing table is in use. What is the key information available into the routing table? So routing table carrying the information about the nearest router. Get it? Like in general terms, whenever we are traveling from any unknown path with our moped or any other vehicles like cars, so we are searching the route into the Google map. Get it? Whenever we are traveling to the unknown location, so it means we are asking to someone else, either it should be any software or any person. Get it? Same thing whenever router is routing the data packets towards the output lines, so router is asking to the routing table, and routing table will provide the information about the nearest router and path. How routing table will provide the information? So routing table have a particular database and which is storing the nearest distance of all number of routers. Like whenever we are moving towards the road and transportation, so we are looking about the poles of kilometers, like this city is a few kilometers far away and this city is about few kilometers far away. Same thing, routing table is storing the distance of nearest router. It should be in weight or distance. Now out of suppose there is a three output lines, so out of these three output lines, on which direction router will send the data? So same thing, whenever we are traveling in any location, so what we are looking the fastest route. Fastest means where there is a less traffic. Suppose there is a single lane road and another one is a 4-lane highway, so always we are choosing the 4-lane highway. Why? Because we are going with the fastest speed. So same thing, routing table have a knowledge about the nearest link. Suppose any link is congested, or in any link there is a traffic jam about the data packets. So routing table will forward the data towards the another link. Same thing, distance is going to be stored. Another thing we are looking that always we are choosing the shortest path. Suppose we have 2 or 3 routes available for the same location, so whatever the path is shortest, so we are going to choose that particular shortest path to reach the destination. Same thing in terms of network. Whenever there is multiple paths are available for the destination, so router will send the data packets towards the shortest path. So multiple routing techniques are there. These techniques are known as the routing algorithm. So we will discuss routing algorithm in details one by one, but hope you understand forwarding and routing till this moment. Get it? So let's see next. There are the another thing we want to discuss, that is networks. So basically there are two types of networks: virtual circuit network and datagram network. In terms of virtual circuit network, it is look like a circuit switching. Because whenever data is traveling towards the network, so all number of data packets are following the same route, that is virtual circuit. Whereas in terms of datagram networks, all number of data packets are traveling, it should be in the same route or it should be in different routes. There is no compulsory requirement to travel all number of packets into the same route in terms of datagram networks, because here there is a use of forwarding and routing. Now in terms of virtual circuit, it is working into the three phase like circuit switching. First one is a connection establishment. It means initiating a call. Like whenever we want to talk with our friends or our colleague by the mobile call, so what we are doing, just we are dialing the number first, and whenever our colleague will receive the call, then and then we will start the communication. Get it? Otherwise we can't talk with each other. Suppose the person is not in network area, so either we should send a text message, or we can send the multimedia message, or we can send the voice message. So whenever our friend or colleague will arrive into the network, then that person can get the message. Get it? So both thing is different. Whenever we want to talk with that guy, so there is need to compulsory requirement circuit from our side to that person's side. So that is known as a circuit establishment. That is the first phase of virtual circuit. Get it? So step number 1, initiating a call. Done. Now in step number 2, that is incoming call. It means receiver will get the ring. Get it? Whenever phone is ringing, so at that time receiver will accept the call, and whenever receiver will accept the call, so that call is connected. Now whatever the dialer is there, so that will start the communication, and another destination person will able to listen the dialer. Get it? So these are the phases of virtual circuit network, how communication is going to be take place. And after completing the communication, dialer will disconnect the call. So circuit will be available for the various number of other users. Whereas in terms of datagram networks, however we talk earlier, either we can shoot a text message, a multimedia message, or anything. But there is no compulsory requirement to use of single circuit. Get it? Data packets can be traveled with the different routes according to their flexibility. Get it? Same thing, like somewhere there is one in terms of road and transportation, we will call, so some of the roads are toll roads and some of the roads are toll free roads. So some of the persons are traveling with the toll free roads, whereas some of the persons are traveling with the toll roads. So that is the requirements of different about the every user. Same thing is here. Data packets can choose their own route according to the need. Now let's see how router look from the inside. Get it? So there is a input port. So from the input ports, data packets are arriving, and from the output ports, router will thrown out the data packets outside. Get it? In between there is a switch fabric which will make a switching of data. Get it? What do you mean by switching? Switching is look like to need to change the track, if you see in the railway junction. Get it? So what is the role of railway junction? Junction is tracking the different tracks. Get it? Suppose any train want to change the track from one track to another track, so that is the responsibility of junction to change the track. Same thing is here in terms of switch fabric. Switch fabric is providing the track changing here for the data packets. So let's see how this thing is possible. So if you will look, so various types of switching like bus switching, memory switching, and crossbar switching. So let's see first, you will understand easily from the crossbar switch. Get it? So these are the, look like here, these are the junction points. Get it? Where data is traveling. Get it? So from this junction point, data can be traveled towards this side or this side. Suppose we want to connect the track number A and track number Y, so we can connect with this point. Get it? Suppose we want to connect A and X, so we can connect with this point. Either we want to connect A and Z, so we can connect with this point. Get it? Same thing, suppose we want to connect B and X, so we can connect with this point. And if we want to connect B and Z, so we can connect with this point. Get it? So whenever we are making the connection establishment, so we can connect the two tracks. So right now here you are looking, input line is A and output line is Y. Get it? Data is arriving from the input line A and going towards the line Y. Get it? So these are the possibilities of changing a track. So these functionalities are available inside the switch fabric. Switch fabric is available for this type of changing the track. Same thing, this thing is possible for the bus, like we have discussed bus topology. Get it? So we are forwarding input line A towards the input line Y. Also we can replace this bus by the memory. Get it? We can use memory also. So these are the different functionalities of different switch or types of switch. Now if you will look into the details, get it? So from the line termination, that is first data link processing protocol, and first there is a decapsulation of data. Get it? And these are the queue, or these are the data packets are waiting inside the queue. And then after switch fabric will handle the data. Let's see here. Get it? These are the queues. These are the data processing protocol. Get it? So these are the data processing protocol, and that is the line termination. So three parts are there. One is line termination, second one is for the data processing, and third one is for the queuing. These three main parts. And then after switch fabric means track changing. And then after again there is output side, again queuing or a buffer. Get it? So that side that is again queue or a buffer. Next there is again data processing or encapsulation. So here encapsulation will take place, and again there is a line termination. So that are the key responsibility of a switch. Get it? How switch is working. Now same thing, there is a output port connection at time t and later. So suppose first these three packets are arriving, and we want to send these three packets into this line. Get it? So we will forward all number of packets here, packet number 1, 2 and 3. So 3 packets are already in queue. Now new two packets are arriving from these two lines. One is from this line. These are the individual packets. Now this line is not producing any packet. From this line and this line packets are arriving. So we can forward the packets again towards the any link. Either suppose we are forwarding these packets into this line, and after few moments this line is busy or buffer is out of the capacity, so we can forward next packet towards the next route also. Get it? So that is the responsibility of router will take the decision according to the looking about the buffers and congestion inside the networks or traffic inside the network, and they will forward the packets into the different lines. So just these are the color coding, nothing else. This dark line is for the upper output port, light blue is for the middle output port, and gray is for the lower output port. Get it? Now our next topic is IP, Internet Protocol. Get it? In terms of network layer, various protocols are there. IGMP, Internet Group Management Protocol, ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol, and ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. First we are starting with the IP, Internet Protocol. Now in terms of Internet Protocol, first we are looking about the class pool addressing. So these are the 32-bit addressing system. These are the 32-bit addressing system. So whenever we are dividing it into the two parts, so in this 32-bit system we are dividing this entire addresses into the total 5 parts: class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. So in terms of 32-bit system, we are getting 2^32 addresses. Get it? So suppose we are dividing 2^32 addressing into two parts. So we will get 2^31 and another part of 2^31. Get it? So that is our first 50% part of 2^31 addresses. So we are getting this many addresses in this part. Again, we have another part of 2^31 bit. So suppose whenever we will divide again it into the two parts. Get it? So one part is address of 2^30 bit and another portion of 2^30 bit. So in second part, class B, it means 25% portion of total portion. So we are getting this number of addresses. Now we have a 25% part. Out of this 25% part, it means there is a portion of 2^30 bit. So again, whenever we will divide into the two parts, so we will get 2^29 and another part of 2^29. So in third part, class C, we are getting 2^29 addresses, or we can say that that is a 12.5% of total part. Now we have another 2^29 bit addresses. So whenever again we will divide into the two parts, so we will get 2^28 bit and another part of 2^28 bit, that is class D and E. It means 6.25% part. Get it? Actually whenever we will combine it, so it will be the 12.5% and that is another 12.5%. So whenever we will combine this whole part, so it will be the 25%. Again that is another 25%. It means total 50% and 50% plus 50%. So these are the total 100% addresses. It means 2^32. Get it? So that is we are dividing into the different class. Now let's see the ranges of class. If we will look about the 256, so it will be 0 to 255. Get it? Now first class A is a 50%. So no need to remind this range. Whenever you will divide 256 into two parts, so it will be 128. Get it? So there is a two parts of 128 and another portion of 128. So in first class there is a range of 0 to 127.